I'm Santiago Martinez, partner at the Arena, and this is an introduction to the Arena Snapshot. I know what you're thinking. You came here to figure out how many votes you need to win your election, so why are we calling this a snapshot? Basically, this tool starts off with the idea that we are taking a picture, or a snapshot if you will, of what would happen in your district if the election happened today. You have a certain number of Republicans and independents in your district. You have a certain number of Democrats. You have expected turnout levels for this type of election. Those expected turnout levels are grounded in past election results and what you might think will happen in this election. And voila, there are results for your election if everything stayed within the conditions as they are right now. So your campaign may need to take action to change some of the current conditions. You can do that by persuading people to vote for your candidate, or by turning out people who would probably vote for your candidate but need a little extra nudge to actually cast a ballot. Depending on the type of race and district, you may want to consider registering new voters who might be voting for the first time. So we've created a dynamic tool where you can see your district as it is today and experiment with different actions your campaign can take in order to get to your win number by election day. Getting to that win number is called your pathway to victory. To get to your win number, you may need to persuade some people to vote for your candidate and turn out some people to vote for your candidate. And if that's not enough, register new voters. And there you go. Increasing turnout and support among certain demographic groups, that's how you're going to win. Now, you're not going to just choose randomly who to persuade and who to turn out. So let's take a deeper look at the data in your snapshot and explore how you're going to upload and use that data. So step one, export your data. The snapshot needs data from two main places. First, the voter file. We need information about the voters in your district. Second, the Secretary of State. We need information about past elections. To upload data from your voter file or VAN into your snapshot, the first thing you need to do is download the Arena Snapshot pivot table linked in this tool. The pivot table is an Excel spreadsheet designed to hold hundreds of thousands of rows of data, so it might take a little time to download. Then you're going to log into VAN. We want to export everyone in your district. We don't need to change or narrow the list. We want everyone. So you're going to go to create a list and just select run search. Once your list has loaded, there should be an export option at the top. One of two things might happen at this point. You may need to request permission to export the list from the voter file manager, who might be somebody in your state party, or two, you'll be taken to a screen where you'll have the option to choose the format for your export. If you need permission, don't worry, but know it's going to take a couple of days sometimes. If you are taken to the screen where you can choose the format, select the standard text from the drop-down menu. Here you'll see various fields to include in your export. For our purposes, we don't need any personal information. There are several fields you can deselect, and doing so will make your download a lot faster. We don't need any addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, or even name. All you need is VAN ID and sex. Then you can add several fields: age, county, race, might be different state to state, voting history, and scores. You want to add your specific district if that's an option. So go ahead, name the file, and hit export. To download the file, you may need to open the download section in VAN and click on the correct file. Step two, insert the data in your pivot table. Once you've done that, open up your pivot table and the data that you just downloaded. You want to copy and paste only the relevant columns of data into the pivot table on the second tab titled Data. Here are some of the most basic columns you will need for your pivot table: VAN ID, district name, sex, age, support score, most recent turnout score, vote history. All right, so now you have the data you need in the snapshot. Step three, customize the spreadsheet with your data. Now comes the fun part. To get started, open up the snapshot spreadsheet and save a copy to your drive. The first tab has helpful information on how to use the spreadsheet overall, and as you can see, we've color-coded cells to help you navigate the tool. Light blue cells indicate places where you can modify and manipulate data to reflect your campaign's goals. Gray cells are hard-coded with formulas, so you shouldn't change any of those. Turquoise cells will import data from your pivot table on their own, or you can manually import data into the District Overview tab. Once you've got a copy of your spreadsheet, you'll want to download your data from Van, import it into the Snapshot pivot table, just like we talked about earlier. Next, you will need past election information, which you'll pull from the Secretary of State website. After you've imported that data from Van and the Secretary of State, the snapshot will be tailored to your district. Now you're ready to go. Step 4, creating your pathway to victory. You need to make smart decisions about the voters who you are most likely to persuade and which you are most likely to turn out. For more information on how to make these decisions, take a look at the Arena Snapshot Guide in the toolbox. When you adjust those turnout and support goals, you'll see them added to your turnout and persuasion universes at the top. The number of votes in this row are the number of votes your persuasion and turnout programs need to move. These are the votes that your campaign needs to work for. So how do you plan to win those votes? Step 5, plan your voter contact. Below, you can plan your voter contact program. You're going to allocate percentages of votes that you're going to contact via different methods and different tactics. Text message, phone calls, door knocks, paid media, etc. You'll also need to add your campaign's contact rates. If you don't have those just yet, use the averages we've already plugged into the spreadsheet. We've also gathered information about average effect of each of those tactics using some of the best research out there. But keep in mind the actual effects vary considerably depending on the quality of your program, the type of race that you're running in, and the political climate. Finally, the formulas will spit out the estimated number of attempts and contacts you actually need to persuade and turn out the voters you need in order to win. Step 6, dance. Now, for the last step, I'd like you to get out of your chair and do a little happy dance. You've just gone through the process of creating your pathway to victory, determining the size of your voter contact programs. This is a huge, huge step for your campaign. These numbers will help guide your strategy and your voter contact plans. If you feel like you've broken something in the spreadsheet, or if you feel like you messed something up, if you feel lost, please don't hesitate to reach out. And remember, you can always re-download the spreadsheet and start from scratch. We're here to help. Good luck creating your pathway to victory.